look like they're fading. Don't look like they're ever gonna wait.
Check it out, guys. It's the real deal coming at you with a new fire video. This is about Prodigy, the Illuminati, and basically some of the truths of what happened since the beginning of time with our Bible, the Lord, and God, having, how my fellow brother African Americans and what they went through and the lies that we all have been told, and how we all must be positive, and what we give out is what we get back, and to actually be a positive for somebody in their life and put a positive note in their mind and let them know that they can go another way and another route and not live the way that another has lived or the way that they have been living. They can change that. They can change that, because I want you all to remember something. These ones that you get on here and you be scrolling and you be trolling and you be talking shit to could be some of the realest motherfuckers. And this is their platform. They're on here. They're trying to do something positive and make something of themselves and not be out in the street. Because I tell you what, some of the motherfuckers you be trolling, best be lucky they ain't out doing what they do, because they could be hurting you and your family. So when you're trolling somebody on Facebook or on YouTube or any of that, remember, some people, this is an outlet for them. This is a way to bring what they've been through and the way they live and bring prosperity to somebody else's life and positivity, and give real rap and let them learn so they're not out there committing crime and murders and, already in a system designed to make us all fail. Hope you enjoyed the video.
There's many names for it. Allah, God, the Creator, the Most High. But the power exists. Some people, they don't like to admit that power exists, or they just don't believe it. They're atheists, you know what I mean? But me personally, I know there's a higher power, and that power is real. That power is like, it's one force, right? It's one God force on this planet. And we are given free will to do what we want with that power. You can use that power for good, and then you can use that power for evil too. But there's only one power. So when people say the God and the devil, there's only one. But you can use that force for bad. That's what these people are playing with. They're playing with that energy that exists out here that we all have access to.
Prodigy, what's going on, man?
Okay.
Chilling, man. You asked me to come up here and meet you. We're gonna have this talk. But where are we right now, man? Can you tell us where we're at? Can we say?
We actually at home. A friend of mine, Cynthia, she does these immersive plays. I'm actually a part of one of them, and we're working on another one. But the original one that we worked on is called the Illuminati Ball, and we actually do it here in the house.
So we're in the Illuminati house.
Basically, yeah.
I want to take it all the way back to the beginning. 1995 was the first time I ever heard about the Illuminati. It was in the verse. You were on LL Cool J's I Shot You remix. And you said, Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body.
Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body. Secret society, trying to keep the army.
I don't know if we all knew what you meant at the time. I know it started a trend where then every rapper started using Illuminati in their rhymes. For you, when you first wrote that lyric, what was going on in your head? What was the message you were really trying to convey?
I grew up in Long Island until I was like 12. Then I moved to Queens, I moved to Left Rack. But in Long Island, they had the gods and the earths. Like the 5% Nation, the Nation of Islam. It's not the same thing, but affiliated in a way. It always was intriguing to me because they was out there hustling and doing their thing, but at the same time, they had a lot of knowledge. I had a group of friends in school, and we were all interested in this information, and we were actually cut out of school to go to the library because we realized that school wasn't teaching us about the history of our culture and our people. I had bumped into some other books that these Muslim brothers used to sell on the streets. The author was Dr. Malachi Z. York. His books just opened my eyes even wider. Simple things like when you say amen after you pray, like where does that come from? Like the origin origin of the Bible, the origin of the Quran. And I came across the word illuminati. I wanted to put what I was learning into the music, but I didn't want to turn the fans off. So I decided to plant seeds. People not gonna understand what I'm talking about yet, but it's gonna make them curious.
About a year later, after the song comes out, Jay-Z drops his debut Reasonable Doubt, and on it he has a song called The Evils, produced by DJ Premier. And they sample your line, Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body.
Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body.
God, I want the king, you save me. I can't die, I can't die, I can't die. Yeah, this shit is wicked on.
And then from there, I mean, you name it. Everyone from Jay-Z to Kanye West, Drake, Meek Mill, Rick Ross, Kendrick Lamar. We're talking about Beyonce and Madonna has talked about the Illuminati in their lyrics.
Line was crazy.
Y'all haters corny with that Illuminati mess.
I'm like, is she taking a shot? Or is she doing what I did? You know what I mean? Just putting it in there. I don't know. It's interesting to see her even say that in a song.
What is the Illuminati? If you could break down what it is that we're actually talking about when we say Illuminati.
It's a group that was formed in the 1700s, something like that, 1600s. This dude named Adam Weishaupt. He started this group of people, powerful, rich people that basically could shape popular opinion and the way, the world is gonna move forward. The word means the illuminated ones. Light is information. You know what I mean? Oh, you see the light now. I found out the origin of the information that they were teaching. It basically comes from this group called the Essenes in Egypt. These are the original black culture. The scholars, doctors, scientists, esoteric thinkers, and they just knew how to do stuff. For example, look at the pyramids. Nobody understands how the pyramids were built. These are the people that had that knowledge. The Eye of Horus, the pyramid, those are artifacts and things from black culture. They represent certain things of our people from ancient black history of Egypt. You know what I mean? Ancient Egypt. You got these group of people. They break into the tombs. They steal the riches, the gold and the mummies, and they rape and pillage our culture. They got you thinking your own people and your own artifacts and your own symbolism is evil.
It's funny, okay, we talked about this journey that started 20 years ago, even beyond that, because it goes back to when you were in high school and you were learning, but you first dropped the lyric 21 years ago, and you have a new album coming out where these themes start to come into play again. The Hegelian Dialectic is the name of the new album, the Hegelian Dialectic. Talk to me about this album.
It's basically my magnum opus type of album. When I first dropped that seed, from that point on, I would keep dropping little seeds here and there, just building up to the point where we can have a full conversation about this. I didn't know when it was gonna happen. I didn't know what I was gonna call the project, but this has been planned since I was 19.
Definitely a lot of information on this album and things that even on the surface, again, you know what I'm saying? I think people might approach No Religion and be like, oh, he used the Jay-Z sample.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
Young niggas that blasphemy, no religion.
And it's dope how it connects to the Evils and connects to Illuminati.
Nah, that was a straight shout out. I love Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? Even though we went through our little bullshit, whatever, that's...
Brotherhood of Elite Rappers.
Yeah, he definitely one of them, you know what I'm saying?
Sure. But it's a deeper meaning as well, so you use that as the icing on the cake of...
Right.
There's a whole thing under that of what you're trying to say. And I think throughout this album, man, but I definitely appreciate you for your time and the information and the clarity.
Thank you, man, for even wanting to do this,
Nah,
people need to know this story. Prison. I just came home maybe 2 years and a half ago, maybe. Been on parole almost off. So I know what it is about being locked up and all that. Plus, I was born with a deadly disease called sickle cell anemia, and that makes it super rough being locked up with that. So my experience in prison was different than most, but yeah, I went through it, and I learned a lot being locked up. I went my life together, because growing up with sickle cell, you know, it was kind of different for me, man. It made me real angry at God, you know, for making me go through that pain. I was a young kid. I didn't understand why I was going through that. And, you know, I had to learn. It took me a long time to learn that, you know, everything happened for a reason in people's lives. And sometimes things happen for you to learn a lesson and for you to learn from it. And, you know, right before I got locked up, I started learning a lot about health and diet and how, you know, a lot of things that the doctors would never tell my parents about diet and lifestyle that could actually almost, not I ain't gonna say cure, but it does actually, you know, cure most ailments if you just change your diet and your way of thinking, you know what I mean, your lifestyle. So I had to learn that on my own, just from reading and just from, you know, trial and error and just you know, experiencing different things. I had to learn, and right before I went to jail, I had learned that my diet was making me sick, and the things I was doing, you know, was making me sick. So I started, you know, drinking a lot of water, eating a lot of green vegetables. I started reading about diet and reading about, you know, history, the history of food and different things like that, and just learning the different foods that's out there and what foods are bad, what foods are good for you. And I started actually applying it to my life and doing that and eating the right things. And I started seeing that I wouldn't get sick anymore. You know, it actually worked. And the doctors never told me that. You know what I mean? And so right before I went to jail, I started learning all that. And I went in with the mind state that, all right, I'm going to go to jail. I got to do this 3 years. You know, I had got caught with a illegal firearm in my car. You know, I wasn't out there running around robbing people. I wasn't out there, you know, doing, you know, craziness. You know, I was actually carrying a gun to protect myself, you know, because I deal with a lot of jealousy in my career. You know, people want to rob me, or they don't like me for whatever reason. They feel like I owe them something or whatever. So I would carry a gun to protect myself, which I shouldn't have been doing. I should have did it the right way, hire a bodyguard or whatever, you know, do the right thing. But a lot of times, coming from where I'm from, you know, they laugh at things like that. Oh, you need a bodyguard, or you scared to be by yourself, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I grew up, and that's why I was carrying a gun, that's why I went to jail. So being locked up, I changed my life, you know, I changed my way of thinking. You know, I got myself in shape. I started working out every day. You know, I ate the right foods for the whole entire 3 years I was in there. I would get packages. I would get 35 pounds a month, and my whole entire 35 pounds would be green vegetables. It would be cans of green vegetables. And, I never asked for snacks or nothing like that in my package. My wife, she would just send me green vegetables. I did that, drank mad water, you know, worked out. I got my mind together being locked up. I started reading a lot more about history and other things. And, you know, when I came out, you know, with the intentions, with the plan on, you know, giving back. And doing the right thing. And going out and talking to kids, talking to parents, you know, just humans, about, you know, just doing the right things in life. No matter what it is, like, you know, just doing the right things, man, being a good person, making the right choices in life. You know what I mean? So we don't have to mess around with that, man. You know, growing up where I came from, where, you know, most of us all come from the hood, that's in here, you know, it's real hard to do the right thing sometimes, because you get a lot of peer pressure from your friends. You know, you see how fast people sell drugs and make money with. You want nice things, you want this, that, and the third. And it's real easy to sell drugs or commit a crime and do something to get it. But you gotta change that. Or else we can't complain about, oh, the hood is like this and everything is messed up and all that. We gotta change our choices that we making out here. You know what I mean? And it starts with yourself. You know, so I'm speaking for myself, telling you the changes that I made within myself, you know what I mean? And I want to come out and just share my changes with everybody else, and maybe apply it to your life or pass it on to somebody else, you know what I mean? So you know, that's what I've been doing, like. speech up there. You said some great things. I'm just like freestyling right now. But I'm coming from the heart telling you how this is real. Like, you know what I mean? Alright, thank you. The young man came up here and you know, said the thing about therapy, going to therapy. I had to go through therapy when I was young because of my sickle cell. I wanted to kill myself. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even want to live anymore because I was tired of that pain. It's like so painful. I was just tired. I was like 12 years old and I wanted to kill myself. My mother came in my room and she saw me in the closet trying to cut my wrist with a steak knife. You know what I mean? And she made me go to therapy after that. And I was like, I don't go no therapy, like, you know what I mean? But she made me go and I got a good thing out of it. It was a positive experience I got because the therapist, he was cool. And it just gave me a chance to talk to somebody that was, you know, not my family member and just get an opinion from somebody else, you know, just to hear what they got to say. And it definitely helped. So, you know, I applaud her for coming up here and sharing that with everybody. But, yeah, man, basically, you know, I got a rap group. Name of the rap group is called Mobb. We've been putting out music since 1992, 93. And, thank you. And, you know, the music that we make is hardcore rap music. It's very hardcore rap music. And I would like to say that a lot of people might, you know, prejudge us just the fact that because it's hardcore, as soon as you hear it, you can tell, like, oh, this is like, I don't want to hear that. Turn that off. That's too hard. They cursing too much or whatever. But if you really listen to the words that I say in my songs, there's a serious message in every single song that I make. Because I know that what you put out there to the world, that's going to come back at you. It's called karma, and what goes around comes around. That's just how nature works. That's how life works. So you can't put out bad messages and bad energy, you know? So, you know, I really, as I got older with my music,
Real talk, yo. Real talk. Facts. Facts.
And when I seen the success
This
that we
one
had,
smart
like
brother right
our
here. He
first
knew.
album, I
He
started
knew.
really putting my focus on putting the right message within the hardcore music still, without having to lose our fan
This
base.
is the way we get back at the
And that was a little
Illuminati,
task
not
for
the
me,
way
but I
Little
enjoyed
White
doing
Mike
that.
does it with
I
always
enjoyed
going
putting
on with them.
the message
It's
in
about
the
putting
lyrics.
out a
You know,
positive
that's like a
message and
challenge
not
for me.
talking
And if you
about
check the
them and
songs
giving
out,
them clout.
you're gonna pick that up. I don't know if you ever picked it up before, but if you check our songs out, you'll pick it up now that I told you that. You know what I'm saying? And
Every
yeah, so I
song you
just
got
want to
in
thank
there
everybody
talks
for
about the
coming out. You
Illuminati and the
know,
history of
shout
the
out to Chris
youth,
Barrett from
black, white,
SetPackage.com.
just
You know,
talking about the history of what we all been lied about.
You know, he got a great program going for inmates that's locked up. You know, so they can get their packages. It makes it real easy for the families to send their loved ones their packages up top and all that. Thank you everybody that came up here and spoke earlier. You know, yeah, that's it. One love, y'all. We're gonna do a little song if you don't mind up here. All right.
Look like the face